Hello, everybody. I hope that all of you are doing well. This is Tanya Ortega, your fabulous realtor. For those of you that haven't met me before, but for the most part, I think most of you have. I wanted to take some time and share some great news with you and also update you on the Miami market report for January 2024. I think you're going to find a lot of the information that we're going to discuss very, very interesting here today. So let me start off by sharing the great news. I have opened my first real estate company. It is called Global Vanguard International. I wanted my client base to be the first to know about this. I am super psyched, very excited about this. Global Vanguard is a real estate company that will focus on not only providing more personalized consulting services for you here in South Florida, but also the entire state, and then internationally and globally as well. So there's a lot of contacts that I have out there that I'm currently actively working with to bring you guys top of the line properties and information on where you're going to get the most return on your investment for particularly those investors out there. So I'll definitely keep you guys in the loop. So stay tuned for more information on what's going on in those other markets, because we will be talking about that here in the next few weeks and as time progresses with Global Vanguard. Now, without further ado, let's talk about the Miami market report. Usually, I provide you guys with the information through the YouTube video or the channel that the Miami Association of Realtors provides. As of late, they have opted to change from providing a YouTube video to providing a reel. And so embedding that has gotten a little more complicated than necessary for those of us that share the information. So I just thought I'd go over the video or the report with you. And then if you wanted a hard copy, by all means, let me know. I'll email it over to you and you could have those stats on hand if necessary. So let's start with Miami-Dade single family homes for January 2024. The closed sales are of 644 properties compared to 593 properties in the month of January of last year. I'll be honest with you guys, there doesn't seem to be a significant difference. It does not surprise me at all either, because what happens is that the month of January tends to be a little slower. People are getting over the holidays. A lot of people are preparing for the end of the month to start doing their income taxes so that then they can provide the information to a lender, get themselves qualified for a mortgage before, the spring and the summer, which is the busiest months for our industry. So there's that. So it's not really surprising. Cash, paid in cash, we have 30% of the market purchasing cash, which lets us know that 70% of the market is still relying on financing. It's something for buyers and sellers to keep in mind that we are primarily majority financing our properties. So those interest rates and the state of affairs with the feds is super important for us still at this time. The vast majority of us do need mortgages. Now, you ready for this? The median price in Miami-Dade County, $630,000 compared to $545,000 in January of 2023. That's a pretty decent increase in value of your property. So that tells us that sellers are still very, very comfortable with their property values right now. It's a good time for them. Obviously, the buyers are still, kind of dealing with the increase in prices and interest rates, but the interest rates have leveled out a little bit. I'll tell you, since late last year up until now. And we're all kind of sitting on the edge of our seats waiting to see what the feds are going to do, right? Original price received is at 96%. Difference is 1% between this year and last year, meaning sellers are getting exactly what they're asking for 96% of the time. So sellers feel confident that whatever your property gets listed for, that's what you're gonna get, okay? And contact me, by the way, for a comparable market analysis, because even if you don't decide to sell at this time, it's always good to know where your value's at, more or less, okay? Just to keep track of that. And it's complimentary for everybody. So just give me a call, shoot me an email, text, and I'll take care of that for you. Median time to contract, 32 days. Guys, that's amazing. It was 39 days last year, so there hasn't been much of a difference, but that tells us that within 30 days of the property going on the market for sale, it's going under contract. So there's no delay in being able to list and sell. It moves fairly quickly, which is also why it's so important to have a plan, right? Because if you know that it's going to take you 30 days to go under contract, then we need to have a plan and exit strategy, right? Where are we going? What are we buying? What are we doing? And that's why it's important to call someone like myself that'll be able to sort of walk you through that and make a plan. Median time to sales is 80 days. It was 85 days last year. Not a major difference. Basically, what it tells us is 30 days to go under contract, another 45 days, because 70% of us, right, are financing. 80 days is about a reasonable amount of time from contract to actual closing, and from contract to list to actual closing. Months of supply, guys, 4.4%, 4.4 months, I'm sorry, compared to 4 months last year. So there's really not a lot more inventory when it comes to single family homes than there was last year. And 4 months is still considered a seller's market. What we consider a stable market, for the most part, is 6 months. Okay, that's what tells us that the market is stable. But right now, being at 4 months, it's not too bad. It's not the frenzy we had in 2022, but it's definitely letting us know that we're still, kind of like in that seller's market a little bit still, where sellers kind of have a little bit of the upper hand because of the lack of inventory. There's not so much out there for people to pick and choose from, okay? So now we're going to go into Miami townhomes and condos, okay? Closed sales 770 compared to 809 a year ago. So that tells us that there has been a reduction in the amount of sales, right, between condos and townhomes, and that's something important to keep in mind. Let's go down the line and see what else they say. 52% paid in cash, compared to 53%. Now that's expected with condos and townhomes that are considered condo units, because usually the financing for those is a little bit more strict. Financial institutions are very particular with regards to the financials of the homeowners association. They want to make sure that the HOA has reserves, the condo docs are in order, the financials are in order, that they have reserves. I mean, they are just making sure that the standing of the building itself, especially with special assessments too, you guys, they prefer seeing 50% or better. 20% is the standard though. So seeing this does not surprise me either, that people are buying with 50% down on a condo. The median price, $405,000. That's not bad compared to last year, $400,000. The increase has not been as substantial as it was with the single family homes. So it's only gone down, $5,000, And for those of you that are looking for, your first home or an investment property, this is, kind of like a window of opportunity for you, because these price points are still within reason despite the interest rates, okay? Moving down to percentage of original list price received, 95%. It's still straight across the board. 95% of people or of sellers get exactly what they're asking for. Median time to contract, 47 days. That's pretty standard. I'd be concerned if it was 60 days or more. Then we'd be like, okay, well, there's something going on, right? So there's that. Everything's fine there. 90 days for median time to sales. Again, perfectly normal. If it takes 47 days to get it under contract, 90 days to close, about 45 to 50 days, that makes sense. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer, again, because the bank wants to ensure that we have a good unit in good standing with the HOA, that there are no lawsuits. I mean, I can go on about this, and I may just make a video about this in the very near future. It's important to know. But the last two that I'm about to give out, last two figures that I'm about to give out, active inventory and months of supply. Active inventory is 8,421 units available compared to 6,805 in 2023. That's a big jump. Okay, and then there's 7.4 months of inventory compared to 4 months of inventory in 2023. So what does this tell me? It tells me that this is potentially a buyer's market for the condo and townhouse buyer, okay? And it gives you, the buyer, the opportunity to basically pick and choose what you want compared to, say, on a single family home where you have less availability. Plus, the prices are still within reason. I mean, $400,000 as a median price for a townhouse. If you get yourself a decent 3.2 or 2.2, you know, for a first time home, it may be worth the sacrifice to get something a little smaller as opposed to jumping into a single family home where you're not going to have as much flexibility to get what you want. In any case, guys, I have Palm Beach, Broward County, Martin, and St. Lucie reports available to you as well. So if you just want to give me a text, a call, an email, and say, hey, Tanya, I want to hear about those too, I'll definitely send it over. In the meantime, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super excited to share this great news, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Remember, referrals are my biggest compliment. Have a beautiful day. Take care, everyone. Bye.